It's 107.7 The Bone, Baby Huey, out here at Aftershock, day number 4, Discovery Park, Sacramento. So excited to be talking to Dan and Adam, story of the year. Guys, I am been waiting all weekend to see you guys. It's finally happening. Thank you.
Hey. Well, that's amazing. Thank you. We're happy to be here. We've been waiting all weekend to play.
I agree. My wife and I, we came early. We've been watching bands all weekend, and so what Dan said is a real fact about me.
Yeah, I just got here last night, but yeah.
Dan's been waiting to play all weekend at his house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, did you come Thursday?
Yeah, my wife and I have been here for the whole thing.
So Thursday.
It's a little personal, isn't it?
Sorry. I think we're besties now in 30 seconds.
Yeah,
but listen, Thursday, when the lineup got announced 6 months ago, Thursday was the pop punk day.
Yeah.
People keep saying that to us,
know.
man. Yeah.
And that's the thing. I was looking at, obviously, I love thrash metal, I love punk rock, but also I love pop punk as well. I'm a 90s kid, early 2000s. So when I saw the
Bark
lineup.
at the moon.
There we go. Sorry, shirt.
Had to sing it. I'm staring at it.
So, but when I saw the lineup and I saw Story of the Year, I'm like, oh my God, real talk, I've never seen you guys live before until today. But I was like, shouldn't you be on Thursday with all the other pop punk bands and, punk
Probably
rock?
would have made more sense, but
Exactly.
we like to make things difficult for ourselves.
Exactly.
Hey, I'll say this,
No, it's great. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Danny Wimmer, he knows what he's doing. These festivals are on a tier that very few festivals are. So I will trust that we're on the right day for what makes sense for the lineup, because
Yes.
we've been a band since the beginning, even though we were one of the first few to kind of go mainstream out of the Warped Tour
Yes.
pop punk screamo emo scene.
Yep.
We also rode the line. We played a lot of radio festivals in the early days when we would play with a lot of active rock bands.
Yeah.
So
Wow, you're speaking all the radio lingo, man.
I mean,
Dude,
we knew.
okay.
We were.
Yeah.
We went. Even though we paid our dues and did all this touring, we went straight to radio out of the gate. So we knew these different formats and markets and stuff. And it was okay, so we're Chevelle's headlining, and I guess we'll try to win over Chevelle's fans.
Gotcha. Okay.
We were in those scenarios.
We had to do acoustic at 8 a.m. at all the stations every day.
Exactly.
That was not my favorite part of anything, but yeah.
So since we've ridden that line over the years, and we've been heavier, we've been lighter, it makes sense. We're up to the challenge. We're happy to be on the Rob Zombie Day and make fans stoked about us.
And that's the thing. I feel it gets some balance too, because last year was really heavy, dark, Slayer and all these other bands. But yeah, you're right. It's Thursday had its bands, but then spread the love on the other. So it's a good way to book in the weekend having you guys. But like I said, super happy to see you guys back at it. Just seeing on stage for myself. Like I said, I graduated high school in 2002, but I didn't have a chance to see you guys initially when the album dropped and just back then. But though that album, you guys have been celebrating 20th anniversary. We're about 22 years now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Looking back in now, what's that album mean to you? Just of where you are with your career and everything.
Back pain.
Yeah, it looks like bodily, chronic pain. Yeah. No, we're lucky.
Yeah, it's amazing to have something that has stood the test of time as well as that record did.
Yeah.
John Feldman, who produced that record, was so ahead of his time in production and stuff. So it still sounds really good to this day, and we didn't know how good it was at the time when we were making it, not songwriting, but just production-wise and stuff.
I mean, dude, all of it. The fact that we broke out in that way, we were nervous about going to radio right out of the gate, but in hindsight, we were part of something special that, he's saying, we didn't understand the magnitude of it at the moment.
What is John Feldman as a producer? Because obviously we all know him from Goldfinger, but then his producing work, as I think a lot of people also know him for, and just he's produced so many incredible bands. What did working with him? What did you learn from him, or what were some of the biggest takeaways from working with him?
He taught us a lot. We were young kids at that time.
Yeah.
We were a local
idiots.
band from St. Louis that didn't really know what to do. He took us on tour first. Goldfinger did. For a couple weeks at a time, and then he was like, "All right, I want to make your record. You guys are good live. Your songs aren't there yet." He's like, "But until the day I die, we already had," and it was basically the same as it is now. But he taught us just first of all how to structure a song properly. He's like, "Look, you don't need this part. It's just waste of a part. Cut it out. Cut it out. Get back into the chorus. Do this. Get here quicker. Get here faster. Cut some shit out." 3 minutes. Whatever.
It's like we had the energy, we had the vibe. But he knew how to take that and mold it and sort of trim off the fat. This is what's good about your band. Let's focus on this. Okay. And I feel like we learned so much from him and from Goldfinger by touring. Like almost half of it was touring with him, and the other half was recording with him.
Okay.
Because like how to structure a set, how, like the dynamics of.
They were great live. They still are.
Yeah. Come out swinging, and like we would watch them on tour. They'd play 3 songs nonstop, not a single word. He'd jump in the crowd immediately.
Yeah.
And our first takeaway was, let's do that.
I mean, Charlie. Charlie's guitar is just
dude.
amazing.
I mean, all of them.
Amazing.
Like in those days, like when they were fucking 10 years younger than we are now at that time. You know.
Yeah.
Just slaying, and we're like, okay, how do we combine all this weird shit? We want to be like Poison in the '80s and also be like Goldfinger now. How do we combine that? And then he taught us to Dan's point about songwriting. Like, you think all this is cool, but let me tell you, this is the part that matters about your band.
Okay.
Let's focus on that.
I mean, Until I Die, like the music video itself, legendary. Like, look, I love like just going back and watching it. Just obviously, I miss shows like that. The crowd interaction. Obviously, no cell phones are there.
Yeah.
No, like people just watching a band on stage through their phone.
Yeah.
That's not there. But like the music video, just in hindsight now, like I feel like it's just as epic as the song itself. But like, can you talk about just the music video now and looking back on it?
It was a very basic video. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
straightforward.
at the time, we were just like, well, I guess we'll just show off our live show. You know.
Yeah.
But now watching it, it's like, damn, you can feel the energy. It's crazy. It's like, and it was just a sweaty, crazy, hot punk rock day of just like, it was a local club in St. Louis called the Creepy Crawl.
Yeah.
And we had to like build some extra shit so we could even get in there. And yeah, it was as raw and real as it looks, and it was awesome.
Yeah, of course, like creating anything that ends up on literally film in that case. Yeah. A director does things to enhance and elevate stuff, but like to Dan's point, the sweat, the energy, all of that is so fucking real.
Yes.
Like no bullshit. That's what it was like that day. Everyone was like on the verge of heat exhaustion. We were giving it everything, and the directors, Ryan Smith and Frank Bourne. Ryan Smith we're still good friends with. We just did a photo shoot with him.
Yeah.
I remember them talking to us about like this is we've been waiting to do a video like this. This energy, this vibe. This is below the budget that we usually work with, but we're going to make it happen. If we have to show up in a minivan that we run ourselves, we're going to make it happen. So it was very punk rock in that way, and we made this sick thing that, thank you, to your point, is something that has stood the test of time.
It's interesting because like when I think about you guys when you broke through, with Page Avenue, it was like kind of like the tail end of MTV. I think what we grew up with, the old era of like playing music videos, TRL, which at this point, I mean, I miss it. Like I miss that whole time period. So I'm curious, there's a 2-parter here. First part, what do you miss about that era as a band in the old school MTV pre-streaming world as a band? Like, what do you miss most about those days, like 20 years ago?
I don't know, like most of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I miss it necessarily, but it was such a different time. Yeah. It was so like a good video mattered so much then. And like the stuff we just made a video and we've been talking about it all day, but it's like, well, people will watch it on YouTube, but like, is it really that important? Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, back then, like Anthem of Our Dying Day, our second video, Joe Hahn from Linkin Park directed that, and that was a big deal. It was like, Joe's doing it, and MTV was like, yes, and they picked it up immediately, and like Fuse and all the other channels.
Yeah,
it was so important, and that catapulted our band at the time, MTV and Fuse and all that. And now it's just you make videos for yourself and just so you have content to go along with your song. And
clips on social.
It's so different.
Content
it's weird.
Is the word,
and which is interesting because like whether you're in a band or even radio people that I know, it's like not only are you doing your craft, in this case for you guys, making your music, playing it live, but you got to think of being content creators and obviously selling your merch and all that stuff. So I'm curious though about this current era of the music industry. What do you like about it? I mean, I feel like for a lot of bands they got to do all this extra work of like not only make a song, make an album, but what kind of fun TikTok videos to make.
It's so interesting because I feel like we in a lot of ways were ahead of our time, but also just slightly, it's like we were late to some things and ahead in some ways.
Okay.
We had these DVDs the first few years, first couple albums. We never, ever didn't have a camcorder in hand. We never, ever weren't filming.
That was like a big phone for those who don't know.
Yeah, camcorders it's like a large phone, but you can't call on it,
know.
but it only records video.
This big. You're just like, hey, guys.
So we had like literally a content guy out on tour. One of my best friends from high school came out and shot video for us all day long on a big, prosumer video camera.
Mm-hmm.
We compiled all that and we released DVDs.
Yeah.
That now we would be releasing daily on TikTok or Instagram as Reels, right?
Which we try to bring a guy out sometimes, but
yeah.
we're really bad at the internet.
But it's like we did so much. Ryan and I, our guitar player, we did so much editing and like sifting through that footage, polishing that giant turd of like all this shit that you compile forever to make DVDs that we got worn out. So by the time social media hit, we were like, I don't want to have a fucking camera. And we're like these old guys now that we don't put out as much social media content as we should, but like we have the foundation of it. It's like really, it's a strange time because we started before social media even existed. I talked about it in another interview. MP3.com was like where that closed down until the day I died, number one. That was before MySpace, before Facebook, anything.
Yeah.
Spacebook.
Spacebook. I love space. So we lived through that whole transition, and it happened so fast that we were in a weird place where, to your earlier question, this is like a privileged thing to say because we were lucky enough to get signed. But the old model of the label and having this whole staff that you could go to and say, we want to do this, and they would say, okay, here's the plan. Let's make your idea happen.
Yeah.
And they would push it to radio. They do all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's long gone, so it is now more on the artists. And we've had conversations, for the past 10 or more years, like, what would Kurt Cobain do if he had to also maintain a social media account?
God, I think about that.
Would he write as many songs? Would he be as cool?
I know. Where would he be at 30 years from now?
Would he just be jaded as fuck?
He would do about as much as I do, probably.
Exactly. Well, speaking of which, Tear Me to Pieces. It's been a couple years now. What can fans expect from Story of the Year? Any new music in the works?
Yes, sir.
Just finished a new record. It is done.
Sweet.
It's sick, dude.
It's best album of all time.
It's best, pretty much. How about of all time?
Yeah.
The new single will be coming out in a couple weeks, and we'll be announcing everything officially. So,
on social.
same label, same producer as the last one, and we're just kind of carrying on the momentum, trying to keep it going.
I gotta give you credit before I leave. I just want to compliment you both. I think you won T-shirts of the day out here in the backstage.
Thank you.
One, obviously, I love Star Wars. Got Princess Leia, Operation Ivy. I'm from the Bay Area. That's Operation Ivy, one of my all-time favorite bands. So.
Without them, there would be not a lot of bands.
Exactly.
Technically,
a lot of bands would not exist without them is the way I should have said that.
Yeah.
Two legendary pieces of art coming out of the Bay Area.
Exactly.
George Lucas.
Yes. Good point. Yes. Up in North
George
Bay.
Lucas and Tim Armstrong.
God.
They should get an apartment together.
That's a sitcom right there. Awesome. Hey, guys. I know you got a busy day lined up. Congrats. Thank you for an awesome day today.
No problem.
Thank you for making the time, and can't wait to see the new music or hear new music. So, and please, let's do this interview again real soon, okay?
Absolutely, yeah. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.